Welcome to Dr. Claudia Harris channel, everyone. I noticed that there seems to be a trend in the space of peace protection, protecting one's peace. Okay, well, that is a thing, and I realize it now more and more. So let us chat a tad about it, shall we? So this protection of the peace, it makes a lot of sense, especially in the way that it's being introduced and being sought as a need to defend against the onslaught of those that come to be disruptors of whatever we are perceiving our peace to be, from a carnal conscious, from a subjective space, having this understanding that our peace is tied and akin to the happenings of our surroundings, of our interactions and our exchanges. So in that regard, then yes, protection of peace would be definitely necessary, because we'll see peace as being assaulted, our peace, by the likes of others, their behavior, their language, their tone, the experience that they are having and bringing our way, right? Okay. And that's granted. So you will also then need to then look at your circle consort, your circle of influence, to see where they are in this dynamic of being peace disruptors, assaulters, and such. Now, the whole thing of peace comes with a lot of different definitions depending on who you are, what you've been through, who you're asking about it, what stage of life you're in. Your peace that we are looking to defend is that what you're talking about outside of you. That means that you're going to look to control the factors of others, and you realize that that's not possible, so you're just going to excise them out of your life, out of your environment, out of the situations. That could be sound, but there are other places where it could be against the benefit by reason that they've come to be in your life in the first place. All right, give me a minute of your time. There are certain people that are in our lives to support us in our growth and development. They're going to bring things up and out that we would rather not effing deal with. We'd rather do all types of things than to deal with what it is that they're presenting to us to have to come in contact with in the moment. I understand that. I also understand that there is this thing called a lesson. There is this thing called a blessing. There is this thing called development. There's this thing called softening. So if you are going to excise at every turn because it disrupts the peace that you perceive to be what you're needing to hold on to, because one more thing may cause you to snap and catch a case, I'm going to ask that you utilize some level of broadening in your perception, in your perspective, in your schema of what peace is and how it serves, how it is aligned and akin to healing in any community, in any geographical location, in any season. I want you to consider the magnitude of the awesomeness by which you have been crafted when God took time to make you in His image, in His likeness, when God took time to gift you power, dominion, authority, inner peace, inner joy, strength, glory, honor, and free will. I'd like you to run that in your narrative. Put that into your equation. So when you're talking about defending your peace, protecting your peace, understand that what God put together and placed in you is going to be greater and have so much more value than you'll ever understand, because it's placed in you, and that which God hath gifted will not be taken away from you. This is a part of your makeup. This is a part of your genealogy. This is a portion of your birthright, because you've been made right in the image and likeness of the supreme being who has made all things, including you, and gifted you this thing called inner peace. Why? Because that means no matter what is happening around you, what is happening in the area around you, it has nothing to do with your inner peace being touched, harmed, or gotten at, because it's not possible. But that only gets lived into while you are in these wonderful beginning stages, like toddlers just learning how to grasp the walking, the running, the jumping, and still stay on their feet without falling. These are the beginning stages, and you have more growth and development to do. And as you do, you will come to find out the treasure of these words, that the peace that you seek has always been inside of you. The peace that you're looking to defend does not need any defense, because the same way in which you are there in this place by the grace, mercy, and love of God for you, your inner peace resides on your insides and has access when you give it access to you, the full you, the all that you have been made to be when God made you in his image and likeness wonderfully, terribly crafted you are. You are short of nothing. You have everything. You are devoid of nothing. Everything that God has gifted you, you still have. Nobody can take it away from you. How we access this is going to be what it is that we learn how to do. So in the beginning, right, in the highly subjective spaces, we will move from these things that look to be peace assaults and assailants, offenders, right? And that's perfectly wonderful. But it doesn't stop there, right? There is more, so much more to it. I'd like us to give ourselves permission to receive better the intuitive guidance that's going to walk you right up into your inner peace and accessing that inner peace with sweet release and thereby unbotheredness. So it's not about being negligent or being woefully, willingly ignorant or just turning on the blinders, in as much as you are seated in your power that aligns with your inner peace illustration, so that whatever happens, happens. Whoever said whatever, it's a non-issue to you and for you, because you are non-bothered, because your peace surpasses all carnal conscious understanding. And there is no assailant that can get you out of the intermingled spaces that you have aligned and allowed the inner peace that God gifted you to be accessed by you, lived in with you, and supportive of you in your health, in your mental wellness, in your hormones, in your vibratory force and frequency, in your ability to be in joy and have joy in any situation. You are dynamic. You are amazing, marvelous, and gifted accordingly. Have a wonderful day.